You're a high school athlete and you finally get that opportunity to speak to a college coach, and you're sitting across from him and you start to ask questions. Do you think you're making a strong case to be a recruitable student athlete, or are you missing an opportunity? Want to make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to give you the realities of the questions that you should be asking as a student athlete, as well as parents. What is your role when you're in that office with your student athlete with a college head coach? You know, I've been doing this for 37 years, and now more than ever, this entire industry, this entire world of college athletics is completely flipped and turned. It's done a complete 180, and you really need to be prepared. It's not about hype. It's not all about these people out here at these recruiting services giving you information that you think is valuable when in reality, you're not separating yourself. You're not really prepared for what the college coaches are really looking for in today's high school student athlete. You're sitting across from the college coach, and he says, "Well, welcome, and I really love your ability and skill set. What kind of questions do you have for me?" He's not looking for you to start to talk about metrics. He's not looking for you to start talking about your accomplishments. He's certainly not looking for you to tell that coach or ask that coach, "Where do you see me playing? Where am I going to hit in the order? What uniform number?" No, no, no. That could hurt more than it could help. You're there because that coach thinks you're a good student athlete. He knows that you're a talented athlete, or else you wouldn't be there. So now let's get to the questions that really are going to make a difference. Number one, I want you to understand you need to ask that coach, how are you going to deal with failure, with my failure? If I am slow to get, acclimated, if I'm slow to start, am I going to have every opportunity to work my way through failure? That's a big question to ask. And it shows the coach that you're taking a big boy approach because sooner or later, all college athletes are going to be humbled. They're going to fail. You need to understand that. You need to know that. And showing that you are aware of that, that you're self aware, is really going to give that college coach a firm understanding as to what type of maturity you have as a student athlete. Next, will I be able to, and I want to make sure before I leave here today, will I have access to a few of your current student athletes so that I can ask them a little bit about how they feel about being a student athlete at this university and how they feel towards the coaching staff? Again, now you're asking a question that the average student athlete is not going to ask. So, again, you're beginning to separate yourself and really show a college coach that you have a firm understanding of what this process entails and that you're seeking clarity and you're seeking information. And that's really a separator. And so if you go in there with those first two questions, you're really going to add and enhance your profile to that coaching staff. Third, really want you to take the lead and say, if I am a student athlete within your program, what type of academic support systems are in place for me from the very, very beginning that will help me be able to obtain a quality degree from this university? Now, this is an absolute home run if you're asking this question early within your process, because unlike everyone else that is going to be showing up and standing or sitting in that coach's office that's talking about batting orders and uniform numbers and what type of equipment they get, you're hitting them with big boy questions. And talking about academics, you're really putting the onus on balance and that you're there to be a full fledged student athlete, not just a baseball player. And that is critical in today's thinking. Next, want you to think about where the role of strength nutrition, what does that look like at that university? Meaning, how should I prepare myself so that when my feet hit campus, I'm as physically competitive and on the same ground as your current student athletes? What can I do now to be ready to be an athlete within your program? Again, you're talking about over and above in a big boy world, what it will take to be a student athlete at that university. And what I want you to understand is when you start to ask, how can I be best prepared physically to become a part of your program and to be in a competitive environment the minute my feet hit campus? This clearly shows that you are going to internalize and take this coach's advice to make sure that you're on the level, same playing ground as the upperclassmen when you enter in as a freshman. Last but not least, want you to think about what skills and what type of personality are you bringing to their program? Meaning, don't tell a coach or don't get engaged with the conversation talking about metrics and statistics on something you have done. What can that coach, how can that university not only help you become the best version of yourself as a whole, as a student and as an athlete, but what can you bring that will help enhance their program? How can I best prepare to bring skill sets, to bring mindset, to bring discipline to your program to help elevate your program? Where do you see me helping your program get to a conference championship? How can I help this program become a conference champion, a regional champion, and possibly a college World Series participant? Remember, the key in any aspect of recruiting is not the sizzle. It's not all the flamboyant videos and all of the other flashy stuff that goes on with regard to, 10-second video clips or highlights or statistics. It's about entrenching yourself and preparing yourself to be in an environment that is inclusive, that is plural. It's not singular. Be sure to use the words like us, our, we. Avoid me, my, and I. Make sure when you're looking and talking with a college coach, look them in the eye, engage with them, listen to what they're saying before trying to engage or answer a question. If a coach asks you a question, that's for you to answer. Don't turn to look to mom or dad. While parents play an integral role with regard to enhancing and showing what type of family environment and what type of respect you have for your parents, at the end of the day, the student athlete is the one that will be a participant at that school, is the actual the recruit that that coach is actually after. Don't lean or look to your parents to provide answers when coaches are asking you a question. What I really want to get you to understand is college recruiting now, more than ever, is about your participation as a recruitable student athlete. What questions you ask will go a very long way with regard to scholarship opportunities, roster spot opportunities, and active recruiting, and it will help you be more engaged and prepared for when those phone calls do come and you are asked to sit across from a coach. Want to make sure you understand. You want to hit the subscribe button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, be notified. And if you like content like this, help build a community that we can together promote, and help parents and student athletes all across the country. Stay tuned for more tips like this. CoachBD.com on your way out.